exciting battle against the 1-3 teams.
Yes, that's going to be another great one. I despise Elway, just for the record.
Yeah, so.
Not because of his talent on the field, just because of his horse-faced look and the fact that he went to Stanford and beat
Very
Alabama.
shallow of you.
Well, it is what it is.
Very,
I
very
get it from my
shallow.
mother. I can't help it. It's a genealogy
I hope
thing.
your mother isn't listening. Blah, blah. All I hear is blah, 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 blah.
That's what losers hear. Sprinkle in a little Cooter TD in there and it'll be good to go.
Cooter TV.
Yeah.
Free Tom
Yes,
Brady.
you are. Wilson got hurt.
All I hear is
and
excuses.
Blah, blah,
I don't
blah.
know. That's all I. This
Everything she
weekend.
does, opposite.
I'm just over here on social media right now posting a picture because, you know, we got priorities at this podcast.
She can't get enough of the whole social
So
media thing.
it is a picture of us, though, so it is relevant.
Well.
You know, I'll have to, like, tag our podcast in there. Anyways, okay, so welcome to another episode of M&R Productions,
R&M
hosted
Productions.
here at Bates Technical College. We are going into week 6 of the NFL.
We are.
Wow, it just flies by, huh?
It does.
Way too fast.
Too fast.
You're just copying everything I say.
You're copying what I say.
Did you hear that? He just copies everything I say. So anything you hear from him, advice-wise, he probably got it from me because all he does
So
is copy
don't follow
everything I
it,
say.
as we've already
Yeah,
figured
that's
out.
right. Because if I say start, it means sit him. But before we jump right into the matchups this week, have a couple questions from our listeners. So,
Ooh.
they're
We have
good ones.
listeners.
Yeah,
That's
we have
pretty
listeners,
interesting.
yeah.
Yes, I'm excited about that.
so the first question I think that we got was, what is fantasy football?
That's a very good question,
That's a
actually.
tough one, man.
Where to begin?
I hope that whoever asked this, actually we know who it was. It was Kira Vig. So shout out to Kira. We're going to try to get her to play next year, maybe. You know, maybe if we can say what it is.
If we can get her into
well
fantasy
enough, we
soccer,
can-
probably easier.
Probably. She
Yeah.
probably. I don't think there is such thing, but if there was, she'd probably start it.
Yeah, we could totally make it. They make fantasy everything, so why not? We can do fantasy movies. Anyway.
So while you're explaining this, I'm going to finish posting my Instagram picture. So you just go right ahead. Just don't mind me.
Fantasy football is a way that everybody can enjoy football every game, regardless of which team they have. It also provides competition between people. Some people gamble on it. Some people just do it for fun and to be able to talk trash between them and their friends. People put random things on the line, sometimes really crazy things, like tattoos or something like that for the loser, which is nuts. But basically the heart of it is that you select players from each position throughout your league, and there's different variations of it, of course. But you like players from different positions, like for example, a quarterback and 2 running backs and 2 wide receivers, a tight end and a defense and a kicker, and that's a standard league for the most part, with a flex position.
I
We'll
like
get into that.
PPR leagues, though. I think those.
You
ones
like
are,
PPRs
yeah,
better?
They're just higher scoring. It just is more.
I think PPRs are
intense.
really good too, but anyway, PPR stands for points per reception. So, like wide receivers would receive extra point for actually receiving a ball. But basically, what you do is you get together and you all get to pick players from any team to put onto your team. So then you become kind of the general manager of this team, and you get to choose who's playing and who's not playing per week, which allows a little bit of skill involved in it. Not to mention the draft. You can draft players excellently, or you can do it poorly.
Don't even say it. You're looking at me like you're gonna say it. And
Some
I'm
people
waiting
can
for
draft
it.
Kirk Cousins in the 3rd round.
That wasn't me, by the way.
That was not her.
That was not
That was
me.
our former champion of our league that we're both in, which is hilarious. Anyway,
Or you can have live drafts, which are cool, where you have your. You
shout
all
out to
meet
Steve
up.
Pashaw. Just
Go to all your.
love that.
Yeah. Yeah, or online drafts, or yeah, and but anyways, yeah. So that's kind of what fantasy football is. I hope we answered your question, Kira, and keep listening because we love ya.
yeah.
Okay, and then another question we had was, should you trade Michael Crabtree for Devontae Freeman? Me and Ray kind of discussed this the other day before.
Debated it, not discussed.
Yeah,
We were both on
heated
the
debate.
fence. And I personally think that you should definitely trade Michael Crabtree for Devontae Freeman. Michelle says to look into it deeper, to
I think
find
there's
out
a lot
who you
you have
got
to
on your
look into
team and
it.
everything, you know. But
If you don't really need him, I mean, if you don't really need Freeman because you already have solid running backs, then you're giving up a wide receiver that's been doing really good to someone that might need it and that could hurt you later on in the season. So, I mean, it's more than just a simple yes or no answer, I feel.
I feel like running backs are such a commodity to find one that is a performer like Devontae Freeman, and Devontae Freeman has a huge name too. So using that you could even trade him for another wide receiver to another person of higher caliber.
Maybe,
than
though.
Michael
I mean, a
Crabtree.
lot goes into
and
it.
again, it's maybe, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
'cause you don't know how your league is and how people are open to trades or what have you, but it sounded from what I heard that they've already made multiple trades in this league.
it's just
so
kind of rare. I feel like trades are rarely hard to come by in fantasy.
yeah, they must not have money on it. That's all there is to
Yeah,
it.
probably not. My guess would be not.
Trades have to favor one person pretty strongly in order to make them, for the
Yeah.
most part, or they have to be for a position to another position, which this one is. And but Devontae Freeman is, I think, the 7th ranked running back in the
Right
league.
now, though, but he's sharing touches with Tevin Coleman.
Coleman
it
is
could be a high.
receiving
It could
balls.
be a
Let's-
sell high right now, though.
Yeah, it's
you
true.
know, and
It's
then
true.
and Freeman could towards the end of the season last year, Freeman started to drop off. So
Same with Crabtree though. Could easily be a sell high candidate
That's true. That's true. Like I said, I think
because
it's
he's
a
a
lot.
number 2 receiver. Let's
yeah,
be
he's
honest.
a number 2, but he's been putting up numbers as a number 1.
Because he's been getting multiple receptions. If it's PPR, then you know it could change too. Because
Because I have Amari Cooper, so I'm very, very well aware of what
I
Michael
have Amari
Crabtree
Cooper
is doing
and
to Amari
Crabtree
Cooper.
in multiple leagues. So I mean, they're both putting up numbers. That's the only reason that anyone would even want to trade for Devontae Freeman, in my opinion. What else we got?
Okay,
I say
so-
trade for him.
And
but
I say look further into it. There's a lot more logistics that go into it than that. So I don't really have an answer. So I guess if you want an answer, then
you're not
maybe
getting one.
one.
Well, you got one from me. But and again, like I said, when I make trades, I always look at who's available on the waiver wire to replace that wide receiver spot. You have 3 running backs on that team. I checked his team out.
Right, and I can't
they're all
remember-
good. They're all good. So Devontae Freeman would be like a 4th wheel. But if a running back goes down, whether it's on
he had
your
Alshon
team,
Jeffrey though. I do remember that, and Alshon hasn't been doing so.
Alshon
good,
is
so-
kind of a bust right now. So
Yeah,
just because of Hoyer. So
yeah.
anyway,
Okay, so another question is
Is.
Colin Kaepernick worth a pickup?
depends on the size of the league and like multiple quarterbacks. You know, Kaepernick has a really high ceiling. He is a very low floor though too. So he would literally
Very
be a
low.
guy that you just stash to see what happens. I mean, if he starts playing, you know, like he used to once upon a time, not like he used to recently, but like how he used to before that, like when they were a contending
yeah,
team.
and that was a while ago though. People are forgetting that Colin Kaepernick lost the starting job to Blaine Gabbert. He lost it to Blaine
That's true.
Gabbert.
There was some contract issues in there too that kind
But
of
that was
changed stuff up. But
well, yeah. The last year he lost the job to Blaine Gabbert. He straight out lost it. And I think the person that was asking this is actually someone from a different league I'm in, Samantha. So shout out to Samantha if she listens.
whoop, whoop.
Was
How you doing,
asking this
Samantha?
over Andy Dalton. I would absolutely. Did you just try to hit on my friend? She's married. You
I don't
better
know
back
anything
up.
about her. I just said how you doing. That's all I said.
Her husband's gonna come after you.
Bring him on.
All right, so I think it was. Is it over Andy Dalton? I would keep Andy Dalton. I mean, last year Andy Dalton was a top 5 fantasy quarterback. So
I mean, Andy Dalton's not. He doesn't really have a high ceiling, but he's going to be a steady player. So you can count on him to be able to put him in and get points from him.
yeah,
Whereas Kaepernick, if that's your backup quarterback and you're just like dumping him, then I don't recommend picking up Kaepernick at that
I can
point.
hear on both ears now.
Ooh, that's
I don't know what
fancy.
happened.
We got
That's
some
awesome.
serious producing going on in the
Good
other room.
job,
I'm very
guys.
happy.
I heard we have like a whole classroom over there
Yeah.
helping us.
Thanks, audio class here at Bates Technical College.
The fall quarter just started, but if you want to enroll, the winter quarters is right around the corner.
That's right. It's a great place. I actually really like it.
It is pretty
lot.
awesome. And
And I'm not getting paid to say that.
no, because it's a New Year's resolution.
I think she's saying that if we going back to school could be your New Year's
okay,
resolution.
got it. Sorry, I'm a little slow on anything but football. So- So I'm saying Colin Kaepernick, maybe if you're in a
Did
deep
you say
leagues,
butt football on that?
but I'm a little slow on anything but football.
You said butt though, right? Like
Oh my God, I'm in here with a child. Someone help me, please. Now I'm afraid to say that word again because you're just going to bring it up. Okay,
But.
so Colin Kaepernick, deep league, stash him. Maybe if a 2 quarterback league, yes. He could be worth a
yeah,
flyer.
in a 2 quarterback league, as a 3rd quarterback, I mean,
But their
depending
offensive line is just garbage. Their wide
if
receivers.
you got 24 quarterbacks starting on teams, then there's not very much left on the bench. So,
Yeah.
it's not a bad idea to have somebody in reserve and
Right, bye weeks and stuff. He could. He's better than nothing. So
could have
I mean,
Cam
that's
Newton
my answer. He's
go
better
down
than
and-
nothing.
yeah, he's much better than nothing. I'll
So
give you that.
there's your answer with that. Okay, another question is, what is Antonio Gates' value now that he's been back?
I like Antonio
He did
Gates.
good last week, though.
Yeah.
Him and Hunter Henry.
He had a really slow start, but I think that, let's just face it. He's like the favorite target left for Phillip Rivers.
No matter the age.
No matter how old he is. The guy is, I think like last year and the year before, everyone says, "Oh, this guy's
Yeah.
washed up. He's too old to play." Guess what? He's performing every single time, and he's still going to perform. He's going to go out there and catch a lot of passes, and Phillip Rivers is going to find him the ball, especially in the red zone.
And they like to throw the ball. And
They love to throw the ball. I think they lead the league in pass attempts. I mean, that's
even though they've found new ways to
that's
lose.
all
a game.
you got to have.
I mean, the Chargers literally find any possible way to lose a game. They find that way and they lose it. But
10
fantasy-wise, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they win or lose as long as you
I
give
don't
them
care if they
points,
win or
so.
lose. I hope that they like go into like quadruple overtime.
Garbage
like,
points,
Yeah,
that
just
I always
get
say.
yardage. Let's do
I
it.
love them garbage points, and Phillip Rivers is good at that.
Yeah, he's definitely good at garbage points and garbage altogether.
So Antonio Gates is worth a.
I say he's definitely worth it. I picked him up in one of my leagues. I saw him on the bench. A lot of people have stashed him and not getting rid of him. Just by the name Antonio Gates, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So I gave up another tight end who's
so
a top
be
10
patient.
tight end for
Yeah,
him.
be patient. If he ups, he had a good end to the week last week. So I mean, if you have him, start him. Start him over Hunter Henry too. Maybe if you handcuffed the two, I don't know.
I have him starting over Dennis Pitta in one of my leagues. So.
Yeah, Pitta had a couple good weeks, and then he hasn't really done much since.
Pitta
but
has the most. It's the highest rated without a touchdown.
I saw that you dropped him in
I
our
did.
league.
Did.
He's still there.
Yeah, he's on waivers right now, so no one
Yeah.
can claim him anyway.
Our waivers already went through.
No,
That's
the waivers,
Thursday.
if you drop somebody for free agency, then they go back on the
Oh,
waivers, and
gotcha.
he won't be available until Saturday or Sunday.
Okay, so last question, and this is a question for me.
Okay.
I have a question.
Oh, great.
Are
Are we playing each other this week or
No,
no? Oh, yeah.
No.
You-
This is a league where I am stacked at wide receivers because I was smart. I looked to what the scoring of the league was. Wide receivers is just crazy. So I stocked up on wide receivers. So now I'm having a problem where I'm like, I don't know who to start. I have Benjamin, Hilton, Nelson, and Green. And I have to leave one of them out. I can only have 3 of them in. So who do you leave out?
That's a pretty tough question, actually. And I've seen this lineup, and I am kind of envious.
I even
of
had
it.
Marvin Jones earlier in the year, and I dropped him.
Yeah, I got him.
With all of those other guys, too. I mean, I was just...
Well,
Yeah.
the thing about it is, like, there's a great thing of being blessed with a stable of viable wide receivers is an awesome thing. But at the same time, now you got to leave one of them on your bench, and it's never going to fail. Whoever you leave on your bench is going to perform.
Yeah, I know, right? And that's
So-
what's been happening, but I've still been winning, so it hasn't really mattered as much. But so I was thinking,
It's
like,
about time you start winning in one of these leagues.
yeah, I'm winning good in this one. I only lost one game, and that was, we won't go there. I was thinking Benjamin because he's, out of all of them, he's the one that's been the least productive, kind of more on the fence, but they're playing against the Saints, and the Saints defense we know is terrible.
I am starting Kelvin Benjamin probably first on that list above
Out of
everybody.
T.Y. Hilton, Jordy Nelson, and A.J. Green?
The two that I'm switching between is going to be Hilton and Green. Hilton has received more pass targets than anybody else out of that group. Nelson has hit the end zone.
He gets in the end zone every game.
Which is scary to leave him off.
Yeah, so
and Benjamin, Cam Newton's back. They're playing the Saints. The Saints have a horrible.
There was a game
pass
with Newton
defense.
and Benjamin didn't get a single freaking.
AJ Green has underperformed multiple times
Yeah,
throughout
I
the
know.
season.
So
too.
I don't know.
But then he goes off too. So he could have 180 and 2 touchdowns, or he could have 3 catches and 26 yards.
It's a hard one. I don't know. I'm like pulling my hair out over it. I don't know what to do. So
If I have any one of those guys in my lineup, I'm starting them because they're probably one of my wide receiver 1, 2, or 3.
I mean, if anyone has any of them, they're starting all of them. But I can only have 3 of them in
Yeah,
my starting lineup. So that's my.
I'd probably bench Hilton. That's what I'd say.
That's what I've been doing every week, and he has been killing it on my bench.
Yeah,
doing more than everyone else.
That's who I bench.
So, well, thanks. I disagree. I don't know what I.
We'll see
I
what
don't
you do.
know. We'll see.
We'll update you
Either
guys
way, I'm
next week.
sure I'll win because I'm a winner everywhere I go.
Yeah.
Whatever.
What's
I
your
do.
record in the beer league?
That doesn't matter, okay? Because I have won a game in that league.
Well, that's good. That's good. Against the Sacco, right?
I don't know. Was that who I played in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first week?
That's who you won against.
Oh, well, I should have won last week, too, with freaking Cincinnati defense and -1 point. So anyone else out there that has that defense
Don't
playing
drop
against the
'em.
Cowboys and you thought, okay, yeah, this will be good, rookies and, yeah, -1. So, damn it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that was our Q&As. Next week, if you have any Q&As, let us know. If you know me and Ray personally, message us, Facebook, text, email. If you're in our class, write them on the whiteboard.
Yeah. Twitter,
Put it on the
Hawkaholic253.
What is your Twitter handle?
Hawkaholic
Oh, I thought you said something else.
253. No, I didn't say anything
Okay,
else.
I thought it would have been pretty fitting, though, if you had.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's go right into it. Week 6 matchups.
Perfect.
Tonight, Thursday night, we have the Broncos against the Chargers.
Perfect matchup for fantasy points. Like,
For what team?
well, kind of for both of them, honestly, because I don't know. Atlanta didn't put up that many points against Denver, but San Diego, they just throw the ball. They're going to get behind probably, and they're going to throw the ball more. I actually see this as
But
being
against the
kind
Denver
of a,
Broncos defense?
even against the Denver Broncos. Phillip Rivers might throw 3 interceptions in this game. I bench Phillip Rivers for the record, just saying that right now, but he still might have 400
Yeah,
yards passing.
he was in Ray's sit-'em list.
Yeah, he's definitely a guy you want to sit this week, but he could easily have 400 yards passing because they're gonna sling the ball. That's what he does. It's no doubt about it. Now on the other side of the ball, I mean, you're talking about the Broncos defense. Trevor Siemian is starting this week again, right?
I believe so.
So we got Siemian starting, and they seem to have a better workload with them and the wide receivers, but you're looking at Emmanuel Sanders, Demaryius Thomas, both going to be easily put into their lineups.
I think anyone.
San Diego's pass defense is bad, so
C.J. Anderson, Emmanuel Sanders, Demaryius Thomas. Those are starts.
for sure, absolutely.
There's only 2 teams on a bye week this week, Vikings and Bucks. So I mean, you're not probably looking to fill too many holes quarterback wise. So I don't know. With Simeon coming back from the injury, how well he's gonna.
You probably don't need him. I mean, most people don't have Simeon because he just came off injury and he's not a very
Some people
star.
picked him up because he had that 4 touchdown game and then he got hurt the following week. So
Yeah.
some people could have him sitting on the bench.
It's true. And as far as San Diego goes, Melvin Gordon, start that guy.
Yeah,
He's going to put up numbers too.
that's almost more due just to injury too, because Danny Woodhead got hurt. So
Yeah,
now he's
well,
getting
Gordon's a
force-fed
really
the
good
ball.
running back, actually. So, but now he's just a workhorse back, which is something that no one had really anticipated prior to the season. So, it's good to see.
I'd like to point out too in our advanced technology building that Ray is actually using a tablet.
A tablet. It's fancy, huh? Woohoo! And guess what? I could use the Wi-Fi that's available, but I know it's unreliable. So now I'm just using 4G.
And I'm using paper. That notes that Ray printed out for me because I was too busy today working on our show and editing that while he
BTC
was
Sportsline.
BTC Sportsline and promotion there, little name drop.
You got to
yeah.
name drop as much as you can. There's no doubt about that.
So yeah, I'm working with paper and we actually have like some serious
Some
technology,
sort of
going
technology.
in here. It's awesome.
Yes. Thank you,
Pretty cool.
AT&T.
Okay, so anything else about those 2 teams?
No, I think that pretty much covers it. I mean, the
It's
Broncos defense,
in
you can start
San
the Broncos
Diego?
defense. It's in San Diego, I believe. Yeah, it's in San Diego. So, they're
Broncos defense is a must start every week.
yeah, you always start the Broncos defense because minimum you're going to get probably like 3 to 5 sacks and possibly an interception out of that. So,
Yeah, and I hope you don't have the Chargers defense.
and if you have the
'cause
Chargers defense,
then you should stop playing fantasy
join
football right
one of my
now.
leagues. We'll
I'd gladly
start.
take money
We'll
from
start
you.
a league for you.
Well, Kira, can we have you on that league
Kira
too?
will join us. Yes.
It's a $20
We'll have
buy-in.
Steve and Kira on there. We got 2 members so far. Oh, and you can join too.
Oh, ha 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 ha. It's got jokes over here.
Jokes.
So the next matchup is the Browns and the Titans.
The Browns and the Titans. That sounds awful.
It sounds like a terrible game.
It does.
See, this is the reason why fantasy football exists, is to keep you interested in games like this.
Yeah, I mean, this is a horrible matchup. Like, not because it's like bad for your fantasy people, but it's like not fun to watch. I mean, the Browns are going to go 0-16. I mean,
Easily.
pretty much guaranteed. This might be one of those ones that they could maybe slip away with. No, just kidding.
Maybe, though.
DeMarco Murray's going to run all over these guys. It's going to be pretty disgusting for them. And Mariota had a good week last week, even though he only passed like 100 and something yards. It's crazy.
How many touchdowns did he have? He have like 3 or 4 touchdowns?
He was, specifically speaking, he had the fewest passing yards, 163, in a 30-point fantasy performance since Dante Culpepper.
He had a rushing
2007.
touchdown, huh? I know
Yeah.
you had that.
For sure.
Yeah, I think I played against someone that had him, so that made me not very happy.
And Mariota was a start candidate, right? I believe.
Yeah, for
last
your
week?
for on Sportsline, your
Yeah.
stardom situms.
Yeah,
He was a start candidate going into this week. Yep.
correct.
Yes, he was. So I mean, other than that, the Titans, like DeMarco, none of their wide receivers really.
Nothing.
I wouldn't want to own any
Delaney
of them.
Walker.
Delaney Walker,
Yeah.
DeMarco Murray, Marcus Mariota, and then the Browns. I mean,
You're kind of stuck. You got that running back by committee that's not even good. So I mean, Crowell
Isaiah Crowell,
has some big games, but I don't know. The Titans, Their defense is okay. It's not great.
I
but-
could see them using the run game a lot in this game, though. And so Corral could get some big numbers just because the game's not going to get out of hand. It's not going to be like they're going to need to throw the ball down the field the whole game. So I could see this being a big game for Corral.
Yeah, but he's going to split with Duke Johnson back there, too. So
But
it's
even when
gonna
he
be-
splits still, I think Corral.
He gets the majority of the carries, especially on the good downs to run. So
Maybe like a 70-30 at best
yeah.
split.
And Barnridge, I mean, if you're in a pinch, you could start him on as a tight end, but I wouldn't necessarily say he's that good. Terrell Pryor, what do you think of Pryor this week?
Well, I put him on my bench. For anyone that was listening to last week, I did not start Pryor.
How'd he do?
I put Odell in, and Odell got a touchdown, so that worked out. I was going to win the game anyways, though, so by a landslide, because that's how awesome I am.
But it was pretty solid advice.
But Terrell Pryor got like almost 6 points, and Odell only ended up with 13. So it wasn't that much of a huge difference.
Double +1.
But Terrell Pryor's doing everything for the. I mean, he's
No, I
throwing
get
the
it.
ball.
I get it. But
He's
I'm
a solid start. I think he's a good. If you have him, hang on to him definitely. Even if you're not starting him every week, keep him on your bench because he is a guy that is going to be doing something, especially with Josh Gordon not coming back. So
yeah.
what are you trying to point to me here?
I'm just trying to get you on the same page as me.
I'm never
like
on the
literally-
same page as you. That's never going to
literally
happen.
on the same
You've been
page.
trying for like 10 years. I
Yeah,
think,
it ain't
and
going to work, right?
It's not happening.
So
But I have to look at the matchups.
this has the matchup right here. Bam, bam.
I
bam,
don't
bam.
know. You've got me confused over here, Ray.
All right. You just.
Oh my gosh, what is going on? I'm losing it. Okay.
She's lost it, really, folks. It's just a matter of her now
Scary
realizing
in
it.
here. I hope no one's watching. Oh shoot, there's a camera.
Yep, we're screwed. What do we got next?
Okay, we got Jacksonville and Chicago. It says on there.
It says Chicago.
Chicago. Now I want a taco.
Chick taco. Chic taco.
So Jacksonville and Chicago. So another game that isn't very exciting.
I don't know. There's some people in there that could do some work.
Hoyer's been having a great, putting up great numbers ever since he became the starter.
Yeah, he's been doing really well actually.
They said he had over 300 passing yards in was it all three of his starts or something, and even Jay Cutler hasn't even done that.
He's the second Bears quarterback to ever throw 300 yards in 3 consecutive games.
And
But
Jay
the last
Cutler-
one was Josh McNown, so let's not get too carried away with
And
it.
that's the Browns quarterback now.
Yeah.
Maybe he's coming back
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah, I don't know. One guy that I would recommend in this matchup that you can probably get off waivers or off of free agency probably at this point in your week is Cameron Meredith. The guy started 93% of the snaps in Week 5, and he had 29.3% of the team's targets. This guy's getting more targets than Alshon Jeffrey.
What was I?
Hoyer is not going to. He said he's not going to feed the ball to. He's not going to try to force feed Alshon.
So what I've been hearing though is that Meredith has been playing mostly in the slot. They're going to move him out to the other side a lot more.
I think
so-
PPR leagues, this guy's a monster.
I think they're going to start getting the ball to Jeffrey more. Hoyer's just more of that conservative quarterback that's not going to just sling it like Cutler did, you know, and Alshon was getting all those numbers.
That's why I think Jordan Howard and Meredith together. I mean, those guys are going to be really good.
But
Jordan Howard, as far as I'm concerned, from this point forward, is a must start each week. So
Oh yeah, absolutely.
definitely start that guy if
Langford's
you got
not
him.
getting his job back even when he's healthy.
Yeah, Langford won't get his job back. He might get another job somewhere else.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe
Oh
he
wait,
could be added to the Browns.
who Justin Forsett just signed with?
I don't know who he signed
I
with.
think he signed with the Bears. Maybe. I don't know, actually. If we had internet on here, we could check. But I know that Justin Forsett just signed with another team. I can't remember off the top of my head who it was. But he's back, so our listeners out there can do their own research. And I think he's a viable pickup, though.
Forsett?
Yeah. Oh, my gosh, you actually
He
have
joins the Lions.
the Lions. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
Forsett
actually,
is
they
with-
don't really have anybody running the ball for him, so they can definitely use him.
Yeah, I definitely think he's a pickup too, because he's a
Forsett-
good veteran back. And,
Forsett's good.
but yeah, I'm not very sold on Meredith. I'm more of a wait and see if his production holds.
I kind of feel the same way, but at the same time, like I feel like if you don't get on the bus, you might miss out on some big games because I could see Hoyer actually getting a better connection with Alshon Jeffrey, and I think that he's gonna be able to be the leader of those two in receptions and yards probably for the next couple of weeks.
I think it's a wait and see. So
I'm usually a wait and see guy. Put this guy in if you got him. He's starting in my team.
on the other side of the ball, We got Jacksonville. I just picked up T.J. Yeldon in a league because someone dropped him. I'm hurting really bad on running backs. So I think that if there's going to be a workhorse, it's going to be Yeldon over Ivory.
I mean, I like Yeldon. He's young, and he still has a lot to prove. But, you know, with him and Ivory, I see him splitting carries. I don't really see either one of them as a standout. If you're hurting and you need a running back, though, and they're available, then these guys are guys that you can pick up and put in because, you know, they can get you anywhere from 5 to 15 points. So even if they split the carries, you know, you're going to get half of that. So
Yeah, and
Yeldon seems to be the goal line back anyway, so I can see him scoring more touchdowns.
is Julius Thomas going to come back? I mean, this guy is just so accident prone and getting hurt and injuries.
Orange
so
Julius?
much talent. Yeah.
Or green Julius now?
Or
Jacksonville's green, right? I mean,
I don't know what color.
Black and gold and green? Black and gold and green Julius.
Is the Steelers.
Yeah.
Well, yellow. They don't deserve gold.
Yellow. They're yellow.
Yeah,
Thomas, I don't know. The guy is injury prone. He's one of those guys, you know. It happens in a lot of NFL careers, you know. I don't know.
I think that Blake Bortles is a must start. He's great at garbage points. One of the kings. He's right up there with Andrew Luck. I have him in one of my leagues, and he's been getting me 20 points consistently plus.
You say Blake Bortles is a must start?
Yes, he's a must start.
I am not on the same page, but
and they're playing the Bears. He's a must start.
So do you see garbage points come into play?
I see points just falling out of the sky for this guy.
All right. She says start him. I say don't.
Mark my words. If you
put it
do
on
not,
the board.
Put it
on the board.
If you have Blake Bortles and you sit him for someone else, you're gonna be sorry because they're playing against the Bears and the Bears have a sorry defense.
Would you start Blake Bortles over like Andy Dalton?
Who are they playing?
Would you start him over Roethlisberger? Would you start him over Eli
I wouldn't
Manning?
start him over Roethlisberger. I wouldn't. I don't know. The Bengals are playing against the Patriots. That could be a shootout of a game. But Bortles has got Allen Robinson. He's got Allen Hurns. I mean, he's got Marquise Lee. He's got targets to throw to. He is playing against the. Did I mention he's playing against the Bears?
Yeah, I'd say Allen Robinson is your best pick for the entire team of the Jaguars.
I like Blake Bortles this week a lot.
All right, whatever. Let's move on.
Carolina at New Orleans.
Carolina and New Orleans sounds like a slaughter to me.
For who?
But the problem is
Slaughter
Carolina.
for who?
I think that Carolina is just going to murder them. But
what makes you think that?
That's the problem. Is I don't have any evidence to weigh that on.
1-4.
But I really believe that it's going to be a shootout. These guys are going to throw the ball, sling the rock, and I think that any
You're gonna throw a ball and sling a rock.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do
at the same time.
Throw the ball, sling the rock. I just did a paper on commas. I know all about them, okay? I used it 147 times in my paper. Anyway, I don't know that exactly, but
it's probably a little unnecessary.
That's a lot of
probably got an
that's
F
a lot of
on
commas.
that paper.
I just put random ones in there. Put some of them high, some of them low. I think they call them apostrophes or something like that.
Great schooling. Did you go to Sumner High School?
No, I'm actually at Bates Technical College.
No, but did you go to Sumner High School?
No.
Oh.
I went to Rogers High School, and I went to E.B. Walker.
Oh,
which is an alternative school.
That explains a lot right there, folks. Okay?
Without that school, I would not have graduated, just for the record.
That explains a lot. Okay, so we don't know. Jonathan Stewart could be coming back.
He might be
They're
in.
saying that he's probably going to play, which makes Cameron Artis-Payne, who was a must-start on your list,
yesterday,
almost irrelevant.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, he still might get some carries.
He was a healthy scratch the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, Cameron Artis-Payne might actually still be part of the team. He's done well in Stewart's absence, and Stewart, you know, if he's not 100%,
Fozzie Whitaker and Jonathan Stewart will be the running backs.
I don't trust anybody named Fozzie.
He's the catching back though. You know, they'll have him and they'll have Jonathan Stewart.
The catching back.
He's the catching back.
Receiver out of the backfield.
Is that a term?
I don't know. It's just weird to me.
It is now because I
Sounds
just said
awful.
it. So I think that
I start everybody that's receiving or throwing the ball in this game. On both sides of the ball.
Kelvin Benjamin?
Absolutely. I start Drew Brees,
The
Snead.
Saints' defense is not good at all.
Mark Ingram is a start for me. You know, his percentage of downs has gone way up.
Cooks?
Even Cooks. Yeah, I'm not high on Cooks, but I think he's going to have a good game. I mean,
Willie Snead?
Definitely Snead. It's going to be all Sneedy. It'll be fun. But yeah, and Greg Olson. Don't forget Greg Olson.
Oh, yeah.
But that's an obvious start,
Yeah,
so I
that's
mean, we don't really got to talk about that too much.
He's been doing great.
Olsen
He's
is
just
the
tearing
man.
It up. I don't like him because he's taking all the points from Benjamin.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty big game as far as fantasy numbers go. I think that everybody that's involved is going to get a lot of points. Start neither defense.
I don't know. I think that the Saints are going to win.
I'd like to see the Saints win.
Because I think that Carolina's.
What's the line on that game?
We don't even know Carolina under -3.
Carolina favored by 3?
Yeah.
Nice.
No. Yeah. Yes. Carolina.
Well, Michelle's saying bet the over. Or
I
bet
think
the,
I just
bet
think
the
the
spread.
Saints are going to win. I don't have any faith, and we don't even know if Newton's going to be back for sure or not.
Newton's back. He said he's back. He's practiced today. He'll be back.
I don't care what players say. I care what doctors say.
No, the doctor. He's practicing, so he's cleared. He'll be in.
Since when? When did you hear this?
Well, it's right here on this paper from Roto World that we just downloaded this morning. Cam Newton.
Look at us
Practicing
putting
Thursday.
in the work for you guys. We're working
The practice
hard out
confirms
here.
he did not suffer a setback after returning to work Wednesday. He might still have a few hurdles to clear in the concussion protocol.
Oh,
but
so
Newton
he hasn't
is
cleared.
on track to play against the
Oh,
Saints. He
but
will
he
be
hasn't
an elite
cleared.
quarterback 1.
But he hasn't
that
cleared
matchup.
yet, so we don't know for sure. Like I said, we don't know for sure.
You want to bet on it?
No, because I
Oh,
don't
you don't
know
wanna bet?
for sure.
Oh.
All I was saying is we don't know for sure if he's going to be
Well, I
back.
mean-
And you said he is going to be back.
If he's practicing and he has no setbacks, he's coming. He's playing.
Okay, so what about the Eagles and the Redskins?
Great game for fantasy matchups, I think, personally. Maybe more so on the Eagles side of the ball. But the Redskins haven't really shown me all that much this season. There's a couple of key players in there that are doing pretty well. Eagles defense is pretty rugged, so it's kind of a hard one to,
The rugged as in...
like, good, like, tough to beat,
Doesn't
basically.
she kind of look like me? I thought that was a picture of me.
That girl does not look like you.
I think she looks like me.
You...
Because she's so beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Yeah. That's my comment
Whatever.
to that.
She totally looked like
She,
me.
yeah.
So,
So I think Ryan Matthews is a good start in this game. I think that he's gonna get a lot of carries. He's gonna be the workhorse for the team. I see Darren Sproles obviously is gonna be your receiver out of the backfield, so you can kind of count on him too.
can always count on Sproles.
Sproles will put up points no matter what it is, but in PPR especially, he's going to be a guy that you want to keep in there. Sproles is like the ageless wonder back there, so we'll see what happens.
What about Jordan Matthews?
Jordan Matthews will put up some numbers. I don't see him having a breakout game or anything huge, but he's the main target there, so I think that he'll get some points.
And
On the other side of the ball,
Carson Wentz. So I had to pick up Carson Wentz last week to fill Bortles' bye week.
how'd that do?
How'd that do?
How did it go?
English is working really great for you.
How'd that do? How'd that do?
How'd that work out for you? Would be a complete sentence.
I don't do complete sentences.
Obviously
It's a
not.
podcast. It's all shorthand.
So it worked out great. I won. So yeah,
How many points did you put up?
just over 20.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't really doing much at the beginning. He threw his first interception, but
It happens.
I think I dropped him. I dropped Wentz because it's only a league where I have 4 bench spots available. So it's very
That's
slim
tough.
on bench, and so I don't carry a backup quarterback, and I won't need one now because I have Bortles unless Bortles like shits the bed or something. I don't know.
I could
which
totally see that happening.
It could happen, but I don't see it happening.
I think either quarterback in this matchup could be started because there's probably going to be opportunities for either one of them. So even Kirk Cousins, he's crazy gunslinger back there. But
Yeah, I have Cousins too. So
I think Cousins could be started too. I'm a little bit worried about like Deshaun Jackson and Matt Jones. I don't really know.
way worried about Matt Jones.
I'm really worried about Matt Jones. In fact, I'm starting Sproles over him, which is
Just-
kind of scary to me, but at the same time, I think it's a good choice.
He's the lead back. I mean, he is their guy. I don't see them going anywhere else, but he's been so hit or miss.
Yeah, he's like every other game, he's good.
And he's only had one really good game. So, yeah, I mean, if you have to start someone, you got to. With injury-wise, running backs are pretty thin right now, but
The sad thing is people drafted him as like one of their starting running backs. He was
I
one of
did.
those later round guys that you could get to be a number one back, to be your starter every week. And guess what? That's why he's a later round pick.
yeah, I drafted him,
And Latavius
Jonathan
Murray.
Stewart, and Latavius Murray in a lot of my leagues. So
Sounded good on paper.
Worked out real great for me.
Hopefully your wide receivers are awesome.
Yeah, not, yeah.
Not yet.
One of my leagues I'm doing really bad in. The rest of them I'm doing awesome. So,
fun that way.
Cincinnati and New England, that should be a good game. That's a game I'll be looking
I think that's
forward to.
going to be a good, probably one of the better games to watch.
I think Cincinnati has a lot to prove off that terrible game they had against the Cowboys.
I think Cincinnati steps up pretty good against New England usually. They've lost to them in so many pivotal games, so they play them pretty hard. I think that Tom Brady is a must start. Obviously, I don't know why I say it.
Yeah, that goes without saying.
Rob Gronkowski must start.
Martellus
obviously.
Bennett, even 3 touchdowns. I know that's obviously not going to happen every week, but
If you're choosing between Martellus Bennett and Gronk, then you're starting Gronk.
I don't think you need to choose between them. The Patriots are one of the best teams at having that 2 tight end
set.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But Martellus Bennett had one big play and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, he could be a touchdown dependent.
He's totally touchdown dependent. Whereas Gronk is going to get yards.
Gronk is the man.
And he's probably going to get in the end zone. Like Bennett getting 3 touchdowns is kind of a fluke with Gronk out there. But you never know because it depends on how the defense plays him. If they're trying to cover Gronk because he's such a target, then Bennett is also a target. I mean, he's been doing it for years. He's a good target as a tight end. He's a good tight end.
He's a really good tight end.
If you have him, I'd probably start them both. If you have that luxury. If you have Jimmy Graham and Gronkowski, start them both,
Yeah, if you have a flex that allows you to start tight ends and
Exactly.
Although I'm not very
If you
fond
don't
of
have a
that.
flex that allows you to start tight ends, then you should probably trade one of them because you can only start one.
Sell high. And yeah, definitely sell high on that. So, what about James White?
Well, from what I understand, White is coming back with Brady, and he's supposed to have a really good connection with Brady. He's going to be kind of the guy that can come out of the side like Vereen was with him, come and grab the catches and then get the early down passes. I think that he's a viable option. I don't personally have him in any league. I don't know as much as I probably should about him, to be honest.
So I have James White.
He hasn't been relevant this season yet.
Well, yeah, without Brady, but you knew once Brady came back, it was going to be more of a factor for him to get touches. But I have him in a league, and I also just picked up Deion Lewis because he's supposed to be coming back pretty soon. So I kind of picked him up as a handcuff because once Deion Lewis comes back, James White's really going to be irrelevant, I feel. So.
Yeah, James White with Brady back outsnapped Blount last week, and he was the RB20, so he's the 20th ranked running back in the league. So that's not too bad. I mean,
so he could
in his
be
first week back.
This week, maybe the next 2 weeks. I'm not sure when the Patriots bye week is, but once Deion Lewis comes back. So if you have White, pick up Lewis too, because get ahead of the game.
If you have enough spots on your bench.
If you want, Deion Lewis is going to do great. So get ahead of the game and pick him up before that waiver wire deadline is out there and everyone else in your league is trying to get him too.
Yeah, preseason, before the drafts, Deion Lewis was actually a guy that people targeted pretty high. So when he comes back, if there's still a spot for him, if they haven't figured another way out, then yeah, he's going to be relevant for sure.
Yeah, so that was my strategy because I'm really trying to dig myself out of a hole in this league. So I got to try to think ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, I'm already thinking about the playoffs personally. So I'm thinking about matchups in later rounds, and because I've had a problem going like 11-0 and then losing in the playoffs.
You have a lot of problems. That's just one of them.
Yeah, speak to me about problems, young lady.
So this is a fantasy football podcast.
Oh, okay. We're not talking about life.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry to bring that up then.
What about Jeremy Hill? What's going on with him?
I don't know. I think he's like trying to climb a hill and he can't do it.
That's terrible.
I know, it's horrible. I got bad jokes all day.
This is why he has me on the podcast, guys, to save you from terrible jokes such as that.
Yeah, perfect.
I apologize for that. Dry humor.
I don't apologize for it. It's something that's been handed down to me from generation to generation.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Dad.
So I think Giovanni Bernard is the running back to start this week over Hill. I think Hill's hurt, though. I think
LeGarrette Blount is the only running back to start in this whole matchup.
Well, I was saying out of the two if you had to pick.
Yeah, I think Hill is questionable. And Bernard has had one good game this season, so we shall see. I personally, if you got either one of them and you don't have an option, then whatever. But you're not going to look to start these guys if they're sitting on your bench and you have other people.
And I do feel like Andy Dalton is a good start too, because it could be a shootout, So don't fret over what happened last week. If you have AJ Green, you should probably start him too, just because of the matchup.
Well, the thing about Andy Dalton is going to have the opportunity to get a lot of points if he can do well.
And we still don't know if Eifert's going to be back yet either. That's driving me crazy.
The fact that the Patriots defense has only allowed, I think, one top 12 performance for a quarterback so far this season. And now they're going to have Brady in there, which is going to make them play they're going to be playing ahead. So then all the teams are going to have to throw the ball. And if their defense is holding people back like that already, then the likelihood of Andy Dalton having a good game, I don't see it happening. I see him possibly getting a lot of yards, but he's going to have a lot of mistakes too.
I think, like the question at the beginning of the segment, though, I'd rather have Andy Dalton than Kaepernick, though.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I completely agree.
But, yeah, like I said, Eifert, I mean...
Eifert?
He's having back problems
Another
now.
back problem.
Not
the same one.
Not the ankle that he had
Yeah, but he had back
with.
issues before that. So he's...
So...
I don't think he's playing this week.
I don't think he's going to play this week either.
Mm-mm.
So on to the next one. Pittsburgh versus Miami.
Pittsburgh, Miami.
Versus Miami.
Yep, Pittsburgh is going to absolutely destroy them. They're going to run the score up, and
Nothing changes from last week when we said the only player that you should start on the Miami side is Jarvis Landry. That's it.